Hello, it's Quindiger, and today I will be answering what is Battlefield 5 Firestorm. Battlefield 5 launched back on November 20th, 2018. It's the 16th installment of the Battlefield series, and if you got the deluxe edition, which I did, you got early access in November 15th, 2018. It had a pretty rocky start. You can see here that the pre-lobby, it has like these alarm bells that go off. It's pretty fun that way. But it had a rocky start. It was called Social Justice Warrior 5 because of the woman in Battlefield, and got a bad reputation off from the start from the fans, who thought it wasn't being realistic in its representation of World War II, which has led to it being called Battle Flop 5 since it didn't do so well sales-wise, and yeah, it just had a really rocky start. So what I really like about this is it has some pretty cool sounds, like when it's dropping it has this eerie sound. I'll let you hear it for a second here. I don't know if you heard it there, but it's like this, like, it's just really creepy. But I think it does build tension, so I do like it. And that's the one thing about this game that I really like, is that all the sounds are awesome. The sound, like the footsteps, you can hear them from far away, and the guns sound great. You can like hear where the footsteps are coming from, like below you, above you, left, right. It it really helps because if you have headphones, you can just listen for the enemy, and it makes it more immersive. Just dropped, and I'm looting right now. Looting, there's normally guns. I know there's a guy there that just came in, killed him. But there's normally guns in all the houses, though sometimes you can get really unlucky and there's just a bunch of pistols or med packs. But there's not a lot of backpacks, which I don't know why that is. But so how the looting works, there's tiers of guns, and there's a blue tier, a green tier, and a purple or reddish tier, and that's just like common, rare, and like epic. And the guns, depending on the tiers, will have different attachments. Got another kill here. Just spraying them down. Yeah, you can see here that the shotgun isn't good at range, but I get a little closer and finish them off. But yeah, there's 3 different tiers of guns, and the attachments, there's like optics and extended mags, and kind of like that there's no fiddling around with attachments. You just get a gun, it has its attachments, and you just deal with it. And that kind of gives it a little bit of uniqueness in that each gun you have is going to be different, and you just kind of have to deal with the attachments that are on it. And you get lucky sometimes, and sometimes you get unlucky. But I think it does change up the match a little bit, having those different attachments on each gun. There's also equipment, like I just picked up a rocket launcher, and there's all the equipment you'd find in multiplayer. Plus, there's also an artillery strike, which I'll show off later, and there's also a vehicle drop flare gun. So yeah, I'll show off some of that equipment later, but here I'm showing off the flags. You can capture flags, and when you capture them, it'll drop supplies, and they make the match more kind of like focused, and like there's stuff to do, so you're just not wandering around the map. You have flags to defend and capture, and so here I am with a sniper just sitting at one of the flags, and I pick off a guy at range here. Now that guy was wearing armor, and there's 3 different tiers of armor. The first tier, all you have to do is find an armor plate. There's armor plates scattered around the map, and they can refill your armor, and armor just acts as health. So there's 3 tiers of armor. There's 50, 100, and 150 extra health, and when one of them breaks, you can just find an armor plate and replace the amount of armor that you need. So the looting in this game, when you kill someone, and a lot of other people have commented on this too, but when you kill someone, they just drop all their loot on the ground. There's no death box. There's no organized like spray from Fortnite. It just drops all on the ground, and sometimes they can overlap each other, and so it can be kind of hard to pick up the loot that you want. You have to like go to the appropriate pixel to try to pick up what you want to pick up. There's also supply drops, and they'll have like a little green smoke coming from where they're going to land, and these supply drops generally have like weapons and ammo, and I mean, it's kind of risky because it's going to draw a lot of enemies in, but it's loot that you need, so it kind of forces you again to fight over the resources that they're going to give you. So this one had an STG and some rifle ammo, and it's pretty important. I mean, it's pretty significant, and they're worth the risk because, I mean, it's ammo that you need. It's hard to find ammo in this game, so it's a pretty significant risk reward, or reward for your risk. So there's a lot of things that bring people to fight each other in this game, but also camping is something that'll happen when you're scared because there's like too many enemies around, and so it's still a big part of this game. Is counteracted by the fact that your gunfire makes noises, so like there'll be people that hear your gunfire and they'll come to, investigate and third party you when you get in a fight. But your footsteps make so much noise, so a lot of times I'll find myself just kind of scared to move around when I know there's enemies that are near, and so I just kind of like lay on the ground and take them out and then loot them and try to get out of there because someone just heard my gunshots. So now I'm switching over to squads. I didn't get any victories solo, but this is gameplay of my victory in squads. We played all night and we got like 1 win, and I was pretty happy about that. I got an FG42 and an MP40, and we're going to secure this supply drop that's coming in. I get some ammo and an armor plate, but I also get a vehicle supply drop flare gun, which is pretty good considering that when you shoot it you get like a random vehicle, and those can change the course of the game. Now you can see in the left corner it says how many people are alive, so there's 12 people alive, which means since our whole entire squad is alive that there's potentially 2 other squads alive. We're kind of riding the edge of the Firestorm. The Firestorm does a lot of damage this late in the game, and you can see I just called in my vehicle, and it doesn't take too long. It's only like 10-15 seconds. The Firestorm also distorts your vision pretty badly on top of doing that damage, so it's pretty bad when you get caught out in the Firestorm, especially this late in the game, because you're like confused and you can't see anything, and it's just bad all around. But you can see I got a armored car, which isn't a tank, but it's something. And so in this game, cars have fuel and ammo, and you can run out of both, so you have to try to find ammo and fuel to resupply your vehicle, because it can run out. And you can see we're just right on the edge of this Firestorm here, playing super conservatively because we don't want to get wiped out by the 2 squads that are going to be in the center of the ring. Now here is where one of my teammates calls in an artillery strike, and my armored car gets damaged by what I think is like a rocket or something. But yeah, you can see the artillery strike coming in here. We ditched the vehicle because, I mean, it didn't have a lot of health. It took like one rocket and it was just done. So we just hole up in this house over here and hide while the firestorm closes in on us. It's a good idea to play conservatively. You don't need to get every kill, especially this late in the game. The extra ammo and everything won't give you that much of an upper hand. And so we're just letting everyone duke it out while just kind of holding this part of the ring. Now you can see this house that I'm in and the one in front of me is completely destroyed, and that's the destruction that the Frostbite engine has. No other Battle Royale has the destruction that Firestorm has. Everything, all the buildings are completely destructible, so that's another strong point in Firestorm. You can see I'm being shot at here from someone across there. I lay down some suppressing fire, scare them away a little bit. Only like 8 alive, so there's only one other squad left, and I change out my armor plate there. Got a little bit damaged. But yeah, there's only one other squad alive, and now there's only 3 people left alive, so we have the majority of people left in the game, so luck is kind of in our favor at this point. This is a part of the game where your heart's just pumping, and it's like what Battle Royale is all about. Just these last few moments, I get a kill here, comes at me, but I knock him down. That brings the total of people left alive down to 6, and I see my teammates bleeding out, and you can see the enemy running away from his dead body off to the corner of the screen there. And I go and revive my teammate. As I'm reviving him, another player dies, bringing the total count down to 5, so that means since everyone on our team is left alive, there's only one person left, so we basically know we're going to win at this point. Unless somehow the last player alive kills all 4 people left in our squad. So we're just hunting them down, all 4 of us. And you can't hear voice chat on Xbox for some reason, or else I would let you guys hear the voice chat. But yeah, another teammate gets downed, and so we know where the enemy is. And that's all she wrote. We won, and that is going to be the end of my What is Firestorm Battlefield 5 video. If you liked it, like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. Peace.